Hello and welcome to a Warframe video. So in the last few days, we in the console community finally got the latest update of Warframe, which was the Beasts of Sanctuary, all with a new mode, a new Warframe, some new weapons, and new Tenogen skins and all that kind of stuff. And I guess it all comes out with the latest hotfixes for that content as well. At least I hope it does. I think it did, according to the devs. The devs, I think. I'm not sure. Um, and yeah, I've been able to like play the content, the Sanctuary Onslaught for the first time, and so I wanted to just share some thoughts on that content. So, in order to access Sanctuary Onslaught, you first need to have, well, you need to complete the Beast of Sanctuary. Not the Beast of Sanctuary. You'll have to complete the new Strange quest, which is Chroma's quest. And yeah, you need to also have a rank 30 Warframe. And yeah, that's basically it. And yeah, it's pretty much a game mode where all you have to do is essentially kill. It's really easy game mode, and all you have to do is literally just kill things. You just go around killing things. It's almost fun to like compete for kills because it actually helps you achieve better rankings faster. Um, Although you're even though you're basically not really competing against each other, you're just trying to help out each other by piling up the kills. It almost encourages you to do so, just so that you can actually um, get the job done better, essentially. And well, over the course of me playing Sanctuary Onslaught, obviously I wanted to farm for Korra, the new Warframe. Um, and yeah, I was basically playing the game mode, just frantically just trying to farm for her parts. Now, there are some other rewards as well. There are some relics, although I don't really know if they're anything special. I haven't really checked them. I don't really bother with relics because I already have a big selection of relics. So I was mostly there for the Warframe. The Warframe, there are two types of the game mode of Sanctuary Onslaught. There's the regular Sanctuary Onslaught, and then there is the Elite one. I haven't even attempted the Elite. I learned that Korra's parts, her entire parts, in fact, her blueprint, her neuroptics, her chassis, and her systems, all drop from just doing the regular Sanctuary Onslaught. So I was just focused around the zones that drop her parts, specifically from Zone 1 all the way to Zone 8, which is well, which is are basically is the, they're basically the every two zones is basically a reward. So every two zones is kind of, well, I guess every zone is kind of like a wave, or a like 5 minutes in a survival, except you only get a reward in the second zone. So every two zones you will get a random reward with a chance of a Korra part. Now, I didn't really notice that the Sanctuary Onslaught is a very good place to farm for focus. If you're not a very like, if you're not using the builds that other people have to farm, like, I don't know, thousand, like 10 thousands of, well, over like whatever it is, like over 40,000 focus within a single mission, with doing like stealth killing every single enemy and getting all those focus points and stuff, like from the multiplying the focus multiplier and all that kind of thing. So um, if you don't really do that because it's I guess a boring, or you don't have the means to do that, this is also a very good place to get to farm focus, because as long as you get an A ranking, as long as you get an A ranking, either it's an A minus to an A plus, or an S. So as long as you get an A plus rating in each zone, in the next zone that you go, you will get a what are those things called? You'll get a focus multiplier, and you'll basically just have to go around killing things, and eventually, when the time runs out, you will get a nice little amount of focus, and this stacks. And just by playing casually, just doing literally just going around killing by default and getting an A ranking, at least an A ranking um, in each section, in each zone. Um, After each, I would basically go for at least zone 8 in order for a chance of getting all of Korra's parts. And every time I would end the mission on the 8th zone, I would actually get within 10 to 15,000 focus. So just casually, just by killing, not like, you know, not a build for like being the best, just a build to get me through up to at least zone 8. So with 10 to 15,000 focus, well, of course with an Eidolon lens, a greater or an Eidolon, I guess, that works as well, but I had an Eidolon lens, and that actually worked very nicely. I've been getting a lot of focus. And it's actually a very good way to farm focus. Of course, there's a lot of, you're basically doing, there's a lot of repetitivity, but if you're used to Warframe, you're used to the grinding part of Warframe, then it shouldn't be that big of a problem. Now, the only thing that you might actually find in players is if you are playing the normal Sanctuary mode. Obviously, you will go in with a variety of randoms in a public match. That also works. If they know what they're doing, then yeah, it should go very nicely. It should be good. If they don't know what they're doing and they're joining the game with really crappy weapons, or they don't really know how to play that well, it'll come to a point where you're probably carrying them, because you need to really everything is all about killing. It's not about surviving. It's about killing. You just gotta kill faster and faster. It's almost it almost encourages you to eat. You don't really need a tank in this particular mission. You need someone that actually kills really quickly. So obviously, for most players, mesas, embers, Sairens, those are basically the kind of warframes you can expect to have. Some of them also use Nidus a lot often. Okay, I guess so. I don't know if Nidus's infected stacks carry on to each level. Because every time you go to a new zone, everything pretty much refreshes, including your energy zone. Because there are some restrictions in this level. For one, you can't use any gears, so you can't use any energy capsules, any health capsules, or any kind of emotes or anything. So you can't really use your gear slot at all. If you want to acquire energy, you either have to have a Trinity, which I have seen players use a Trinity to a good effect here in this game mode, which is good. Or you have to use the Zenuric Focus School. So that's pretty much the only way to actually gain energy. Every time you go into a new zone, your energy, no matter what number it is right now, whether it's lower or higher, it'll always go back to 100, or in case of Mesa, 50. So yeah, it'll always drop to a certain point. So you're just gonna have to like start from scratch into regenerating energy. Now, obviously, having a Necros or a Trinity kind of removes that problem with the extra energy. But it's all about pretty much going around killing things, and I do recommend bringing a very good weapon and a Warframe that you have built with, properly formatting it, giving it an Exilus adapter and a reactor and all that kind of stuff. Basically, bring a Warframe that is good. Enemies are not really that difficult in the beginning. Like the very early levels are like level 20 something. They're very easy to kill, but if you want to get all of Korra's parts, you'll have to make it at least to zone 8, and enemies at zone 7s to 8 will definitely reach like somewhere within 50 to 60, maybe even 70 levels high, and they can get, depending on what kind of faction they are and what kind of weapons you have equipped, they can, be a little bit of a difficulty. For example, when I was using my Equinox to basically just go around using MAME, it'll basically sometimes it would when I was up against just the Grenier faction on higher levels, obviously they would have their armor on, and that would pretty much put a dent on my slash damage. So I wouldn't do as much damage, and I would have to like rely a little bit on my teammates. Uh, However, if I was up against the Corpus, or at least up against the Void enemies, or even the Infested, then I'd have I would be wrecking things. Unless of course you're a mesa, in which case you just wreck everything. Now, we did get a lot of good arguments, a lot of good new arguments, and I guess you can use them in the Sanctuary Onslaught. So far, I have used Messa's Waltz argument, which is an argument for her fourth. That is just pure amazingness. I'm really hoping they don't nerf it or change it and stuff, because it is amazing. Being able to walk around with Mesa while she is in her in her high noon state is just amazing. It's like you're going around just killing everything. It's like your removable turret that auto locks on every enemy. It's like it's like having an aimbot and moving around with it. Basically, you just activate like your aimbot mode and just go around killing things on a rapid scale. It's an absolute beauty. It does, however, consume a lot of energy. So as long as you have a Trinity, however, it's fine. But if you're if you're basically with a random group, then you're just gonna have to use other means to gain energy, Zenuric included. I would recommend using Zenuric though, just for that increased energy capsule, for the increased energy and the energy gain from the orbs and the increased energy regen. That actually works very nicely. Now, in most cases, people who will be farming Korra in the zones in the normal sanctuary mode, they will probably only go up until zone 8, most of them, because that's pretty much all you have to do. You basically go up to zone 8, then you repeat. Now you can go obviously from zone 8 to zone 10 and get another cycle. As it goes from, I believe it's A, B, B, and C, or is it A, B, C? No, it's A, B, B, and C. So and the rotation basically, and you get a Korra part. You have a chance of getting the Korra in your optics on, I believe, A, and then you have on rotation A, and then the chassis and actually you have, I believe it's actually Neuroptics and Chassis is actually in ABB, I believe, and then it's the systems and the blueprint on C. So you get the systems and the blueprints of the Warframe will only be acquired from rotation C. That's zone 8. So if you want to go all the way for another round, go for another rotation, then you're basically going to have to go up until zone, I think, 16 to get that rotation C. I don't know if the rewards scale and you have a higher chance of getting the reward, but with a public group, I've only ever been able to with a really good group, I've been able to at least go zone 14 or something, before it gets a little bit too hard on the efficiency, because enemies obviously have grow at a higher level, and not everybody is well built, I guess, for killing those really high level enemies. Mostly because I guess we never really fight enemies that are really that high. I mean, yeah, sure, the sworded enemies are that level, but you can pretty much cheese through them, and they can be killed okay, but it's not very common to find enemies who are that high level. But I guess that's a good thing. I guess maybe you get better rewards. I'm hoping so. But I did notice that as soon as you go to zone 8, they would leave, because that's pretty much okay. They go to zone 8, farm whatever parts they can. If they haven't farmed any parts, then they reset and go all over again until they have everything. That's at least what I did when I acquired all of Korra's parts. So yeah, it's basically that. And now the thing is, the reward pool is not really that special. Aside from Korra, I don't really see anything other than that. Now, if you want to have some fun, you want to compete just to see how high of a score you can get, of course you can do that. But if you are farming for Korra, for the new Warframe, after you do that, there really isn't much things to do, at least in the normal onslaught mode. I don't know about the elite one. Um, but after I farmed Korra, I didn't really find any like the rest of the rewards didn't really encourage me to go for the Sanctuary Onslaught again. Now the only thing that really tells me, oh yeah, you should definitely do this again, and it's the only thing that I don't really mind doing again is if I wanted to do some focus farming, because that 10 to 15,000 focus per game is actually not bad, because it doesn't take too long to go to zone 8 if you actually like each individual zone will only takes like what 2 minutes. So um, yeah, you basically farm like within like what two within each zone. So I guess that's 16 minutes I guess per game, and you can get yourself like 10 to 15,000 focus. And of course, if after you farmed all of Korra's parts, if you want to stay longer with a group and the other group wants to actually stay, then that's, and you're doing decent on efficiency, you have a good group, you're doing the kills very well, and you're not having that much of a problem, then yeah, you can just keep on going and see what you can get. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, on top of that, on top of the new game modes, the new warframes, the new arguments and stuff, we also have the Plague Star event, which has returned. I didn't really do the Plague Star event until after I farmed all of Korra's parts, and yeah, I just wanted to farm all of Korra and then do Plague Star. Plague Star is still the same, just our regular Plague Star. And I mean, it's a good way to farm for if you need Cetus Wisps, the Formas, or haven't had a chance of acquiring the Infested Zoas, which is a very good Zoa. I do recommend getting those. Then yeah, you can definitely go for that. It actually works. Now I do know that they actually added some new Zoas as well that you can actually, I guess, try and farm. Obviously that means going back to Cetus, farming for resources, fishing and all that kind of stuff, but okay, I guess so. If you have the weapon slots, go for it. I mean, it should be fine. So there's that, and I guess that's pretty much it, now as for Korra, I haven't gotten her yet. I've only seen her in other videos. I haven't actually got her and played her myself. I guess I'll see how good she is or how good she performs when I get my hands on her. Now, being a player who grinds and not buys, I basically have to wait for Korra to build within 3 days. So there's that 3-day wait. Not a problem for me, because yeah, there are other games for me to do. But yeah, also if within those 3 days, if you want to grind for focus, then you can. I'm pretty sure with this new game mode, you can definitely at least get some get really deep into your school, and almost I could also say if you committedly just grind focus from this game mode, you can definitely max out at least one school in relatively lower time than you would if you're farming focus normally. So that's pretty much good, and the game modes are kind of fun because all you have to do is just go around kill, and you're basically experimenting with different weapons, different different builds to see which build gets you the faster kills. Now, obviously, there's unlike normally when you were playing Warframe, where you would have to focus on one single faction, focus your guns or your Warframes against the one single faction. In this game mode, you're fighting against all the factions all at once. So you'll need a good setup and a good build for all the factions as well. I would always go, the way I found it is the Arcaplasmor deals some very decent damage against them, just grouping them up and killing them all when they are like lined up or in groups. So my arsenal always includes an Arcaplasmor. I guess going with a Syndicate weapon could give you, you can use that Syndicate proc to great effect, I guess. But then again, on higher level difficulties, it won't really do as much damage, but it'll still proc and save you with those buffs if needed. And for Warframes, I enjoy using Oberon, mostly because he has Mesonoric lens on him. And more that, he's also a very good combination of damage dealing, crowd controlling, and support, using my hollow grounds to like spread spread some crowd controlling on the environment, ratting enemies, and forcing them to fight each other. That way we have a little bit of a breather. And of course using his healing to keep me going, keep me and my teammates going. Yeah, just going around shooting things. Now, obviously, if you want some really raw damage, then that's where Mesa, Sarin, and I guess, well, I would say Ember, but ever since her nerf, really, I haven't seen that many people playing as Ember, and with all the people that I've been playing with, after I told them like what has been done to Ember, they really don't like her anymore, and they probably don't play with her as much. Um, which is unfortunate. I'm really hoping that they change that. That's the one thing that I'm really hoping that they will change, because it's not fun playing as Ember anymore. It used to be fun and it would have been awesome. I would have loved to play as the old Ember pre-nerf here in this level, because here in this level is where everybody would love Ember, because even if you join a group and you're going around trying to kill, but there's another person who is doing all the kills and is basically wrecking everything, don't feel bad about it. Don't rage quit. Don't feel bad about it. Don't give him hate, because he's doing a good job, and that you benefit from it, because you still get the rewards. You still get, you know, um, like all the benefits. As long as you're within his proximity, you will also gain affinity from him. So if you have a focus multiplier after each zone, or if you nail like an A in each zone, you will get that focus multiplier. As long as you stay close to him and like within his kill, basically within his kill zone, you're basically going to be like benefiting from his affinity, obviously from the 10 affinity. So just by being in close proximity. So even if you find in a group and you feel like you're not doing anything, you're not helping, try to find a way. Like try to find a way to support the ones who are doing the good job, because as long as you're doing killing, as long as you're killing fast, your efficiency is high, and you have a decent score that will give you an A ranking at least, so you can get the focus multiplier in the next wave, then you're fine, then you're good. Randoms, the rating does not. I have noticed that no matter what rating you have, it doesn't matter what kind of it will not affect the outcome of your reward every 2 zones. So you don't have to worry about having a higher rating to get the best rewards. It's literally just random. So just do whatever you can do, and yeah, that's pretty much. After you, I guess you're just gonna have to go into it and just get a feeling to how things work, and just plan accordingly. So my experience with the Sanctuary Onslaught, or in general the new the new update, is that it's a welcome addition. I finally have a good reason to play something for fun. I honestly think that in this game mode, this is the best way, in my opinion, to farm a Warframe. Just going around killing things, not doing some boring ass like game modes and stuff. Literally just going around killing and just waiting to see if you get the reward. For me, this has been one of the best game modes to farm a Warframe, and it has been fun farming for Korra, and I can't wait to use her. So yeah, that's my opinion when it comes to the Sanctuary Onslaught. Let me know what you think about this game mode. Did you enjoy farming for Korra? And yeah, I'd like to thank you for watching. Stay cool, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.